Next up, Hollywood comes to Kansas City, but why? Well, according to posters, because before he was a legend, he was a monarch.
I don't know who he is, or where he is, but he's coming.
The world's not so simple anymore. I guess it never was. We ignored it. Now we can't.
Officials with the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum here in Kansas City say they can't remember the last time they ever had to turn away money. But this week they have, from corporate sponsors and patrons wanting in on the totally sold-out premiere of 42, the new blockbuster movie about the life of baseball legend Jackie Robinson, who began his career as a player with the Kansas City Monarchs. The premiere was last night and saw the stars of the movie come to town, including Harrison Ford to rub shoulders with local baseball greats, Eric Wesson for all the hoopla. How much of Kansas City, though, will the rest of the nation see in this movie?
They'll see Kansas City at the beginning. It's a very interesting lead-in. It's a great movie. It really is. I would recommend everybody go see it. But they're going to see Kansas City and the connection from Negro Leagues Baseball into Kansas City and into the Major League Baseball.
Now, the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum said they made $200,000 on this particular premiere last night. That's a huge amount of money, and according to Sam Mellinger and the star Mary Sanchez, that will be one of the biggest financial weeks for them as a museum in their whole history.
Absolutely, but they've struggled. I mean, and unfortunately, they may still continue to struggle. I mean, hopefully this will be a bit of a turning point, that they can really run from this. But I mean, ultimately, what they're trying to create down there needs a huge sustainability. And one good fundraiser, one good night with a big movie star doesn't cut it. You know, I mean, it's a great week for them. It's wonderful. I absolutely applaud everything they do down there. But for them to really continue to always be here long term, it's going to take more than just a great movie.
But it's still quite a coup, though, to bring Harrison Ford and all of these greats coming into Kansas City this week, Stacey.
I'm a huge baseball fan. I worked in baseball for a small period in time. In 1997, when President Bill Clinton and Little Robinson retired Jackie's number across all of baseball, I was there at Shea Stadium. There is no Brooklyn Dodger Stadium anymore, and so Jackie's real connection is back to Kansas City. It's really the only place, and we get to see that with bringing 42 in the world premiere here. It's a huge feather in our cap. It's a huge feather in our sports cap in Kansas City, and I'm glad to see that it happened here. And so it's been a great run of 8 months for the Negro Leagues Museum, and I hope and I think Bob Kendrick can use that as a platform. The money that's been raised, as Mary said, very important for the sustainability, and hopefully they use this to platform the Negro Leagues Museum in the 18th and Fine District to the next level, because it does, as Mary pointed out, really needs it. Sustainability is an issue.
Dave.
I think one of the things that this event illustrates, Nick, is sort of the original sin, if you will, of the Negro Leagues Museum and the Jazz Museum next door, and really all museums in Kansas City, and that is there was plenty of money to build them, but to keep them operating wasn't really built into the system. And we learn in this event that the only way museums can continue to be viable is to rotate or offer special events or rotate exhibits or give people a reason to come back. The Negro Leagues Museum is great, but once you visited it, it doesn't really change. It hasn't really changed since the day it opened. Jazz Museum the same way, Kansas City Museum, Union Station has the same problem. Kansas City needs to find a way to generate unique events, current events. Union Station has got, returned to a sound footing because of things it has offered, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Titanic exhibit, and that's really the central challenge for that museum complex, and one they haven't completely answered yet.
But they had Buck O'Neil, and Buck was the face of Negro Leagues Baseball, so it was easier then, and then they went through a leadership transition, and now Bob's got everything back on track again. The All-Star Game helped them a lot financially,
Special event.
But those events that are going to bring people in there are much needed.
Is the city still subsidizing the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum?
Pays utilities, cleaning costs, other things. It has to. They just don't generate enough revenue to be self-sustaining. They just don't. That's very true of the Jazz Museum as well, but let's not pick on just the Negro Leagues Museum. But I mean, we subsidize a lot of things in Kansas City.
Power and Light District.
So it isn't unique to this area. But I think the central challenge, as I suggest, is finding ways to bring unique events to those venues to keep people going back.
It's one word for that whole entire area: marketing. And it's been poor marketing. There's been no direction, there's been no plan. And people who have a plan, there are 4 or 5 different people pulling in 4 or 5 different directions. No cohesive voice, no cohesive marketing plan, period.
Well, and for too long, I think they did just rely on Buck O'Neil. I mean, I can remember talking to Buck O'Neil about this 20 years ago, that he was worried about, too much of just him and being the icon. And, I mean, that was a huge issue.
The great promise of the Jazz District, the Hall of Fame or the Jazz Museum and the Negro Leagues Museum was it would rekindle development in the whole 18th and Vine area. And that was 20, 25 years ago. That was Mayor Cleaver's and Councilman Cleaver's idea. It has happened to some degree, but certainly not to a degree that I think others would have hoped or expected by now. So you don't have a natural constituency to visit those museums. If you don't give people a reason to go back, Nick, it's tough to make enough money to continue to be viable, and that's the central challenge. Events like that sort of show, like last night's, show sort of the path forward for those two facilities.
Monday, they're going to do some renovation of the houses and some of the apartments down there. They're going to do a ribbon cutting. Hopefully that will attract people to come back into that area.
And even though Harrison Ford will be at the Negro League Baseball Museum this Friday, doing national interviews with a lot of the network shows. Again, that's still not going to bring all of these people seeing the new exhibits.
Out of towners,
Exactly.
and it's the locals that don't go back, and that's the challenge.
And the irony, though, is that race is involved, which is really what the whole film is about.
Okay.
And that needs to be addressed.
The movie opens today to general